Howdy folks, Scott Grove here of GroovyMusicLessons.com, Dr. Groovy, with another review since the last one got pulled. We'll just do this one here of the Esteban Midnight Legacy electric guitar, the only electric guitar from Esteban. Anyway, with Esteban on the Home Shopping Network, I've had to deal with many of his acoustic guitars. You'll never see him play this because it's just not his thing. But every acoustic that has ever been brought to my attention to try to be fixed has ended up in the trash. They are extremely horrible, non-playable, and just non-salvageable. That's the way they are. And now Keith Urban is the new Esteban. I thought he would have a little more pride than he does, but Keith Urban's guitars are no better at all. So they're trash as well. They really are. Saw a couple at the pawn shop. $35. That's for the electrics. I couldn't spend the money on it because it was that bad. But I did on these because these are actually fine guitars. Better, yes, I'll say definitely better than like the Fender Squier Affinity series and all that, and honestly equally as groovy as like their Mexican Axis. Okay, and I've been looking at this a long time. It's because it has kind of the Les Paul shape, but then the exact scale length I want, which is the 25.5 inch scale length, same as a Fender guitar. Okay, so it's nice and comfy, but it has a 3 single coil pickup, so you'll get that Stratocaster sound. And after I got my first one, I couldn't help but go get a second one. Okay, yes, I'm that serious. These are a find. They really are. I see a lot of people advertising them on eBay, and they want $200 and $300 for them. No, you can do what I did. Okay, I went ahead, and the last one I got right here. Yeah, and I'll do them both. I even got the Esteban strap with it. Okay. Am I out of my mind for this stuff? No, it's actually, this guitar is better than any of that Keith Urban junk that's out there. And again, both of their acoustics, Esteban or the Keith Urban, just throw them in the trash. They're that bad. Here's the Esteban amp that came with this one. There are about 20 different Esteban amps. But if you want to get in here real close, it's just a plain old amplifier. Not going to be really loud, and that's what I'm going to play through. I could make the guitar sound amazing by just plugging it through any other rig other than this one. Yes, the amp is lacking, but it is what it is. Cool thing is, though, it does actually have a tilt back stand. So it sits right like that, and you can tilt it back. I want you all to know that the secret to these little amps is always turn the bass wide open, because they're so small they can't put out any low end or bass. So the thing to do with that is actually put it, yeah, the bass just wide open, and turn the treble way down, or you can turn your tone knobs down on your guitar a little bit, or what have you. And it came with the typical molded in guitar cable, which I'm just trying to adjust this. I have one hair in my mouth out of all these. There it is. Anyway, so great guitar, it really is. Will I play this on stage? Yes, I'm gonna. There are a couple things that I want to point out, and I have to point out, is number one, the whammy bar that normally comes with this, it goes in here. If you use that one, it will break off, and the guitar is just really shoddy. But this guitar weighs in at about 7.5, 8 pounds. It is not a light guitar. Okay, again, here we have on the controls, you'll see we got a volume. It just says V, then T1 and T2 on the tones, tone 1 and tone 2. 5-way switch, so you can get all the typical Stratocaster positions. So When you have it all the way down, you get that pickup. Next position, these two. Next position, the middle one. Next position, this one and this one. And finally, all the way up, you get this pickup. I'll go through all those sounds with you momentarily. The other things that are kind of distracting but easily fixed with a little tiny bit of work. You have inlays all over the place as far as position markers go. But on the sides, they only did one right here on the 7th fret. Nowhere else until you get to the 12th fret. Those are the only two that you'll find. So you'll want to put your own little markers on the side, or maybe do a slight drill bit thing, drop a little bit of paint in there, and call it good. Okay. Other than that, I love the fact that it's a bolt-on, so you can shim the neck if you need to, or work on anything. I've had these completely apart in the old video, but no surprises. Everything is great. You know, it's just black on black on black, and it's going to show tons of fingerprints, and it does. So I would recommend to not use the whole whammy bar system. So open up the back there, and there will be a 2 or 3 springs here connecting to that whole whammy thing. There is a claw right up here that holds those two, that holds however many springs are in yours, and there's 2 Phillips head screws attached to that claw. Just tighten them all the way into the body, and then throw a little bit of toilet paper over top of those springs. Reason I say that, check this out. Okay, I'm just hitting a chord and stopping it so you can hear that there's no noise afterwards. Why is this important? Here's the other one that I haven't done anything to yet. Okay, and that's what every Fender guitar does too. If you don't do that, just, and that will come through the amp. That's just the sound of the springs back there rattling and moaning and farting around, and they don't need it. Way comfy. We got right here a nice cutaway, so it fits your belly, especially if it's like mine. Unlike Les Pauls and so forth, you have a nice arm rest cutaway here, so it doesn't make your whole arm go to sleep while you're playing it. You're just not going to find a better guitar. I got this guitar, plus my lovely strap and my cord and the amplifier for $49. Okay? And I actually paid a little more for the other guitar by itself, but I don't know how many more I'll get after this goes up, because these will be fun guitars to modify. They don't need any modification at all, but they will be fun. If you'll notice, the shape of the headstock is kind of odd, but I've always enjoyed that shape. I think it's cool. But it's actually the letter E. Now, the funniest thing about this, because there's nothing else funny about it, everything is solid. The tuners are great. I mean, you don't have to change anything. The fretboard is nice. The fretwork is nice. There's no cutting of anything. These are put together way better than I ever could have imagined. I've wanted to get one for many years, and I finally just said, okay, I'm doing it. And then I had to get another one when it presented itself, and with the amp and everything else. And, you know, I don't need that stuff, but it came with it for the price of $49. And I don't have a scratch on either guitar, which is amazing. And the ones that are currently on eBay are all beat to heck. And again, they're wanting $200, $300 for them. Everything is just fine and dandy. If you want to change the pickups for any reason, nice and easy to do. And for 20 bucks at the most, you could put, you know, just regular Fender Stratocaster stuff in there. Just pull them off the old pick guard and put them inside this one, and, you know, pots and all. If you don't like these pickups for some reason, because they're fine. Now, here's the funny thing I was going to bring up, is the only literature that can be found is the funniest thing in the world, because Esteban is not a bright guy in any way, shape, or form. So please watch the remarkably idiotic review, or when he's selling it there on Home Shopping Network. Again, the link below, where I had taken everything from that I had put on my previous review. That will stay there forever, but mine gets taken down again from some butthurt non-fan of mine. Anyway, it reads, rev up your guitar playing and take it to the next level with Esteban's Midnight Legacy. This black guitar comes with the attached whammy bar, which I told you not to use. Use anything from another guitar. It'll be fine if you want to use it. Don't expect it to stay in tune. But, so with the attached whammy bar, that gives you cool sound effects. That's not what they do. It just loosens your strings and tightens them back up. Which will simply sound like this. That's all. That's not a sound effect. So the people who ride up these things, the ride-ups on the guitar are almost as moronic, if not more so, than Esteban himself. Yes, the guy is a total moron. You can't wait for you guys to see the stuff he has to say about the guitars, especially if you're a guitar player with any experience. You would just laugh your head off at that stuff, especially when he goes into, and look at this, it's got this pearl surrounding all around the guitar. It's this fake abalone stuff. He's like, a guitar with this on it, which costs starting at $1,000. Like, you can buy them all day long for, you know, 50, 60 bucks brand new that have 10 times as much bling on it as that. The guy's just an idiot, doesn't know anything about guitars other than how to slightly play one. I mean, he calls everything by the wrong name on it, and you'll never see him with one of these in his hands because he's just needed an electric guitar for some people, and he was always he's just definitely a force to be reckoned with. It's just worth the belly laugh. Click on the link below this video. Okay, so we got that whammy bar doing the cool sound effects. Okay, here's the it just keeps getting better. Personally designed by Esteban, this sleek black design is unique and sounds amazing, which is true. It honestly does. I cannot fault this guitar for much at all. Like I said, a couple of fret markers on the sides it needs, and just don't use the whammy bar. Other than that, there is nothing here that I can fault it for at all. Here's the favorite part, my favorite part. The headstock is in the form of an E, like I showed you, but they say the headstock is in the form of an E for low-fast playing. So if you don't have the E there, you're going to have high action and play slow. But that's honestly what it says. If it, it's shaped for an E for low-fast playing. A little Dumb and Dumber and Esteban there for you. Oh my God. 3 single coil quality pickups. Interface. Interface what? I will say something about interface, but whatever. While the 5-way slotted switch gives you an intense variety of sound. It just turns on and off each pickup or combines them. Nothing there intense. All that combined with the 3 tone knobs. No, it has 2 tone knobs. And distortion feature on your amplifier, which I will show you, takes you to the next level. Everything's always to the next level, isn't it? For a true rock out session. What a moron. EQ. Get a full range of equalization with the 3 knobs. We're looking at the amplifier here. That's about it. I'll just run you through it now. So anyway, I'm going to plug in the big old cord. The bridge is really nice. Like I said, block off that whammy thing in the back. Tighten it up. Put some toilet paper between the springs and on top of them. Put your back plate back on. Just don't use it and enjoy the guitar, because it really is a nice guitar. Unbelievable. It's, yes, I would definitely take it to a gig without a backup guitar, even though I already have one backup Esteban. And I would take it as quick as I would take American-made Paul Reed Smith or anything else around here. Stratocasters, anything. It's that cool. It really is. And again, if you want to go in there and customize anything, what are you losing? Nothing. Just the perfect guitar for that kind of thing. Here's the amp coming on. And let's see. Oh, volume knob. Okay, so let's get down on the guitar instead of my wickedly handsome face. Oh, here's my grandpa shirt for my grandkids, which I have 4 of. Yes, Groovy Grandpa. Yeah, the original hippie. Or it's an original hippie. I can't read it backwards on my monitor. Okay, back down on the guitar. There we go. Okay, what's that on my monitor? Get out of there. Get out of there. I don't know what this is for. Okay, it's still recording now, I guess. Okay, so we're going all the way back to this pickup all by itself. Everything on the guitar is turned on 10. Okay, so it's just a little amp set on clean. Okay, back here on the bridge pickup. Okay, now these two combined. That's the typical Strat sound that you would get for you know, it's just got that sound. Okay, again, that's just this little bitty amplifier. And like I said, I could have plugged it into a real super nice amp and made it sound as good as it is. But I'm going to plug it through the actual rig and let you hear the amp too. Again, there's about 15-20 different Esteban amps out there. None of them actually made for what you're plugging it through. Especially all the acoustic electric guitars. You're not ever supposed to play those through a regular guitar amp. But Esteban don't know the difference. Okay, middle pickup all by itself right here. Okay, next one, this one, and here. Whenever you have it with 2 pickups on, it is in total hum canceling mode, so there's no buzzing and humming, but otherwise there would be. It's just typical of this type of guitar. I just love that sound. And finally the neck pickup, which is generally your cool blues stuff. Okay, then you just hit a little switch on the amp and it's time to do your thing. Push this button and here we go. Okay, so just, what can I say, man? It's really that good. And for 49 bucks for everything, you got a headphone jack right here, and again, the distortion, just at the touch of one little button. So, that's it. I'm going to shut her down, and I can't honestly say enough about them. You know, it's easy once you get, you know, to where you actually learn all about guitars and you can actually tell what each one's going to sound like simply by looking at it. There's certain telltale things that will definitely let you know, and there was no denying exactly what this was going to sound like, but I just had to know if it was sturdy or not or whatever. And again, I can't find anything wrong with it. And again, yes, I would definitely, go to the gig and play these things at a gig. But only after shutting that spring noise up, because it will come through the amplifier and it will drive you nuts, blah, blah, blah. And like I said, again, you can, you'll always end up with a better amp, but since, hey, you came with it all for that price, I figured I would actually demonstrate the product with the actual stuff that it came with originally. And it did come with a gig bag too, which is outside with all my cases, so I even got that. Everything in perfect shape. And again, stereo. And I've got more on my want list and watch list. You get them in black only, but hey, black is beautiful, man. There we go, get those lights out of my eyes. So you'll only see Keith Urban, the new the new Esteban, and I like Keith, but he'll never play any of his guitars on stage, that's for sure. He takes them out there and just takes a Sharpie, writes his name on them, and hands them out. But he'll never play anything that he endorses or anything that he is selling you. And neither will Esteban, actually. The Home Shopping Network guitars are usually total trash, and I would definitely say they all are, except for this one. I doubt that Esteban has honestly ever played one of these. So, another jewel in the rough, kids. And once again, please click the link below here just to see what a turd Esteban is. It's just funny to see him wallow in his stupidity, especially if you know, like I said, anything about guitars and so forth. Just to hear somebody that is 100% clueless try to sell something that is supposed to be representative of him, and for Keith Urban to stick his name on such piles of crap really lets me down. But hey, whatever, kids. So yeah, the Midnight Legacy. He comes up with the stupid names, but at least these aren't bedazzled with the rhinestone and stud setter from Ronco back in the 70s like all of his acoustics are. So I give this out of 10. I'll give it a solid like 7.5. I have played $800 and $900 guitars that aren't this nice, honestly. Fenders, Gibsons, anything, just different models and different ways, stuff. And this, I am not ashamed to own it. I would not be ashamed to play it in public. And I would gladly tell everybody what kind it is. So there you go, for what it's worth. I honestly couldn't be happier. So take it for what you will, and I hope you get one. I hope you really get one and check it out. Okay? Talk to you guys later, and y'all be groovy, okay? Bye-bye.